Now our next chapter that we'll be starting later on will be motion in a plane. Now before we started motion in one dimension, I told you some things about a vector. Now in a plane, we would need all the vectors operations, multiplication of vectors, scalar multiplication, vector multiplication, different kinds of vectors, resultant vectors, position vectors, displacement vectors, all of these we will need. Unit vector, one of the most important kind. So we will take all these topics of vector in detail, and when that is finished, only then we will start with the motion in motion in two dimension or motion in a plane. So we are going to start with position vector and displacement vector. Now when we were talking about motion in one dimension, I told you that position time graph and displacement time graph are the same things. As far as questions are concerned, they are the same things. They give the same information. But when we are talking about vectors, position vector and displacement vector are two different things. Position vector gives us the position of a particular particle from a reference point. Displacement vector gives us the actual displacement of the initial position and final position. I will give you an example. Let us say that we have normal xy axis. So this plane will be an xy plane because it is between x and y axis. So this plane is called an xy plane. Now suppose there is a particle at point A. Now if we need to define the position of the particle by using a vector, then we have to choose a reference point. Generally we take origin as a reference point because it is the easiest one to understand. But it can be anything. It will depend on us. In many questions we will change the reference point according to our ease. So when the point A is here with respect to the origin, then a straight line joining the point of reference and the position of the particle, this is called position vector. This can be, you can name it anything. Generally it is named as small r. Since it is a vector, there will be a vector sign, and since it is a position vector of A, we can also write A in the subscript. So now it is easily identifiable that RA is the position vector of A because it is telling us the position of A with respect to the point of origin or with respect to the reference point. Okay, let us say there is another particle at B. Now its reference point will be the straight line joining the origin and the point B. This can be given as vector RB. Position vector RB tells us the position of B with respect to the reference point. Now these are position vectors. RA and RB are position vectors. But let us say that there was a particle which was at A and later on it displaced from A to B. It moved from A to B. Now the particle can move in any way. It is not necessary that particle goes in a straight line. It can go in the curved line. It can go somewhere else, then come to B. It can take any path. But we are concerned about the displacement. And what is displacement? Displacement is the shortest distance between initial and final point. And shortest distance is always given by a straight line. So particle from A went to B by whatever path, but the displacement vector will be given by a straight line joining A and B, and since the particle went from A to B, so its direction will be like this. So the displacement vector will be this. This is telling us the displacement of the particle from point A to point B. RA and RB are telling the position of the particles at point A and at point B respectively. So this is the difference between position and displacement vector. So this position vector we are going to use in many derivations. So you understand it properly. Also read from the book. It's not necessary that you study here only. Read from the book. Read from the book, learn from the video, and then if you have any doubt, you can ask me. Now let us quickly go to the next part. Negative vector. Now what is a negative vector? Now, we know already that vector is a combination of magnitude of a physical quantity and the direction of a physical quantity. Now magnitude sometimes, except sometimes, most of the times magnitude is never negative. Okay, but direction can be positive or negative. In fact, we can choose the direction. We can change the direction according to our ease. If some problem is easily done by changing the direction of the vector, then we can do it. We just have to change the sign. So let us say that if there was a vector A, This is a vector A. It is starting from here and it is going in this direction. So this is vector A. It will have some magnitude, it will have some size, and it is having a direction. Now negative vector of A will be simply reverse of this. The direction is reversed. The magnitude is not changed. When we are doing negative vector, magnitude is never changed. Magnitude will be same. So if we say that A is some kind of force and it is equal to 2 Newton, then minus A, its magnitude will also be 2 Newton, but its direction will change. It will be opposite. So this will be your minus A vector. So by changing the direction, by reversing the direction, we can reverse the sign. Minus can also be reversed into plus, plus can be reversed into minus. You can do anything that you want with it, but the magnitude does not change. Magnitude only changes when we multiply this quantity with some scalar quantity. If I multiply 2 Newton with 4, then the magnitude will change. Then the magnitude of A will become 8 Newtons. But that does not affect the direction. Direction is affected by the sign, plus or minus sign with the vector quantity. So this way we can always change the direction. If some body is starting from here and it is moving in this direction, then it is vector B. If I change the direction of this, it will be minus vector B. Now this quantity and this quantity are the same thing. Why? Because minus B and B are opposite in direction, but they tell us the same thing. I can say that there was a box at the origin and it was displaced in positive x direction. Now here notice my words carefully. It is moving in positive x direction. How do we know it is moving in positive x direction? Because I chose it. I decided that this direction I am going to take positive. I could have decided this direction as negative x also. It depends on me. So that means if a box is displaced in this direction, then I can draw a reverse vector, a negative vector in this direction, and that is going to mean the same thing. Okay, it just depends on the point of reference and choice of positive and negative axis. So plus A and minus A vector are the same things, only the directions are opposite. So this is the negative vector. Now next is modulus of vector. Modulus of vector. Now any vector A is defined as the product of its modulus and its direction. Now direction is given by this. This is the unit vector. We are going to discuss it later. This is the unit vector. But this unit vector gives us the direction. Modulus vector gives us the magnitude. So this means this particular quantity, this modulus quantity is going to give us the magnitude. Why are we putting modulus? Because I told you already, magnitude is generally taken as positive. Minus sign comes only if the direction is in negative direction. So modulus of the vector is this, and this is going to give us the magnitude. Let us go to the next thing. It is the unit vector, and it is very important. It will be used in all the chapters till you are studying physics, school, college, wherever you go. Unit vector is very important. What is unit? Unit means 1. Unit vector means a vector whose magnitude is 1. It is a vector whose magnitude is 1. The size of the vector is 1. That means if I am going to multiply this vector with any physical quantity, this vector is not going to change the magnitude of that physical quantity. If I say that there is a force of 5 Newton, and if I multiply that 5 Newton force with a unit vector, the 5 Newton will remain the same. But it can be used to change the direction. So basically the basic use of unit vector is to define the direction. A unit vector defines direction. Now directions are not always north, south, east, west, up, down, left, right. That is not the case always. It can be in any direction. We just took an example. This is a vector A. It will be a combination of magnitude of A, which is given like this, or you can write it like this only. This also means the magnitude of A multiplied by this. This is called, we call it cap. This thing that looks like a cap, so we call it a cap. So this is A cap. So vector A is equal to magnitude of A multiplied by A cap. What is it doing? It is giving us the direction of vector A. This particular quantity, this is the unit vector, and it is going to tell us the direction or in which the vector A is moving. If I change this cap A into minus cap A, then this will mean that this vector is now going in the reverse direction as opposed to the earlier case. Okay. Let us take an example. Let us say that there is a force vector F. So it will be given by F into F cap. Vector F is equal to magnitude of force into cap F. Now if I reverse the direction, if I say that F cap now is negative, I have reversed, then this is going to change only the direction of vector F. So this means you can take the value also. Let us say that the magnitude of this force is 10 newtons. So this will be given by 10 F cap. If I reverse the direction, it will be given by 10 of minus F cap or minus 10 F cap. Now this minus sign here, and notice this very carefully, this minus sign here does not mean that magnitude is now negative 10. Magnitude is still 10. What has changed? The direction has changed. How the direction has changed? It has been reversed. Positive and negative are reverse of each other. Okay, so make sure that you understand this topic. Now next things are two very important laws, triangle law of vector addition and parallelogram law of vector addition, that we are going to do in the next video.